Hi, good afternoon. A few of them you raising hands, so please type in your queries in Q&A button on the bottom right-hand side of your screen. So we should be starting in a minute. While we just started the webinar, so a lot of people are joining. Mr. Rukman, you can just type in any, if you have any queries, please type in Q&A. So gents who have joined, please allow us a minute. A lot of people, I see a lot of people joining. So just please allow us a minute so that we can start once everyone joins in. Thank you. So again, a request, people who are raising the hands, request you to please type in using the Q&A button. So someone will respond to your query. Right, so we should get started. I would want all of you to just offer a 1 minute, 1 minute of silent prayer to all those people who have gone through a bad phase in the recent COVID times, and just pray for the well-being of everyone. So let's start with just 1 minute praying for the well-being of everyone, and then we'll start. All right. Thank you so much for offering your prayers. So very good afternoon to all of you who have joined today. Thank you so much for being here. And I sincerely hope that you and your family are all safe and doing well in the current times. So my name is Nitin Garg, and I'm one of the directors with Invest Advise Wealth Management. So we have been conducting these sessions for you in order to share, disseminate information about several features, several things that differentiate and which it's a effort that we are able to share all the relevant information with you about what we have to offer. Now, as all of you know that over the last 1 month, especially many of our compatriots, people have been going through a very rough phase. So I think it is very important for all of us to understand what is happening and give our best response to the situation. So we can respond at several levels. We can respond by ensuring that we are physically healthy. We can respond that we are mentally in a very good shape. If we are physically and mentally good, then not only we can help ourselves, but we can also help the people around us. So right now, what is happening is actually requires a very, very conscious response from us, because for me, it's literally a war. So right now, effectively, what we're saying is that mentally and physically, we have gone down. And that is the reason, someone that we cannot see, someone which is, very minute is able to get to us. So it is a high time that we respond at several levels. And as far as our living is concerned, this project that we're going to talk about today, it is also a response in a sense that the way we have been living our life, which I think is very, very shallow, living very externally. So this is high time that we also look deep at how we are living our lives and how we can better it. So I think it is a phenomenal time. I think uh, at a we are almost at a stage which is life changing in the sense when we started looking at living communities. I remember 15 years back we were mostly living in independent spaces. So what we used to call kothi ya jo independent makan the. So that is the way we were living, wherein we didn't have any amenities. So I remember like 20 years back we would have these clubs and all. People would have privileged, some of the privileged among us will have access to clubs, which will then provide them access to gyms, swimming pools. And then 15 years back, we were at a threshold where we started building apartments, जहाँ पे swimming pool है, gym है, people can come over and as a society we can celebrate birthday parties, we can celebrate anniversaries. और अभी मुझे लगता है कि now, given the current scenario, we are now at a second evolution phase in terms of our living. And we are at a threshold now जहाँ पे our future communities, apartments, they will not only focus on the physical well-being, but there will be a very, very strong emphasis on how we are living together in a holistic manner. So it will not just be confined to having amenities that can take care of our physical well-being, but something that will allow us to engage with the life fully. And this is exactly, ladies and gentlemen, that we're going to talk about in today's session. Again, I would like to just remind you that I think I'm seeing a few Q&As. So I want to ask about Antara and law. Right, so Rukmanji, we're going to address it. So people who are raising their hands, I request you to please write in your queries in Q&A button, and someone from the team will respond while this webinar is going. And obviously, today we are going to conduct this session in a very, very different way. So we are having these webinars continuously. And today we thought it will be appropriate to conduct it into a format जहाँ पे क्या है कि जो आपके as a investors, as individuals who are looking for a project information. So the idea is whatever is your queries, concerns, whatever things you are looking at, we will address it into a Q&A format. So we will ask the questions. So that will help. We thought that will help address the basic things, something that we have at the back of our mind, which we generally cover in Q&A session at the end. But we will make the entire webinar as a Q&A format today. So that should be very, very interesting. And I have someone who is very, very senior, who is the director of Antara Senior Living, and a man with who is a education as a chartered accountant, more than 27 years of industry experience. So I'm very delighted to have Mr. Sanjay Bhatia with me today. Of course, he has been doing these webinars with us for last 1 year, and every time I meet, I learn something new from him. In fact, this format that we're going to cover today is also his brainchild. So I hope it is going to be very useful. And Sanjay, thank you so much for your presence again today. And I would start, sir, by asking you that we hear names like ATS, Tata, Godrej, that brings a certain connotation with the investors, with the people. So when someone hears the word Antara Noida or Antara, for example, so what is the legacy? What is the history we are talking about? What we can make out from this word Antara, and how did it come about?
First and foremost, namaskar everyone. Nitin, thanks for your kind words. So your question is the legacy. So basically, I just want to, the very first statement I want to give, and it's a caveat. Antara is not a real estate player. Antara is not a real estate developer. Antara's offering is not a pure play real estate offering. Antara is a wholly owned subsidiary of Max India, and many of the participants over here in the webinar would know that Max, for more than 35, 37 years, has been associated with various businesses of life. Uh, we were, we have incubated many successful businesses in very strong international partnerships and joint ventures. Business of life insurance, business of health insurance, business of life care, Max hospitals, clinical research, and so on and so forth. And in 2011, this whole idea of senior living came into the discussion within the group level, and it was a very logical extension of the kind of businesses we were in. So our legacy is more of life care. Our legacy is more of hospitality. We have one of the finest, iconic spa resort in Dehradun. We have one of the most luxurious, uber luxury hospitality chain by the name of Liu Collection in South Africa. That also is part of the family business. So with hospitality and healthcare as our core offering, it was a very logical extension of businesses to be in. At that point in time, there were more than 30, 35 senior living projects in the country in various stages of being operational. Some are under construction, some are operational and running. Unfortunately, most of them were over a tweak of real estate in more senses than one, where a developer was developing a project, and they were developing, say, for example, four towers, and one of the tower was earmarked for people above certain age, and it was being called a senior living. Unfortunately, that is not senior living. What senior living is all about. Senior living is a very, very different uh, aspect. There is a deep science behind senior living. So I'll talk a bit more about that later. But let me over here share with the audience that we are a part of Max India. We are into various businesses: Max Insurance, Max Life Insurance, Max Health Insurance, Healthcare, and so on and so forth. With more than 37 years of lineage behind us. So that is who we are.
Right. Thank you so much. So I understand. So Max has been into insurance, Max has been into hospitality, and this is a natural extension that you have been in senior living. But tell me, sir, what kind of research has gone into it? Because we see that the senior living communities have been around the globe, and because I have stayed personally at your Dehradun property, so I hear from residences that it is very similar to some of the communities that we find abroad, outside India, in US and UK. So what kind of research has gone into this kind of concept before you launched in India? If you can just tell about it.
Definitely, Nitin. And that's a very good question. So before we actually embarked on our journey, we conducted a very thorough research both within the country and abroad to really understand what the needs of the target audience is and what are the best practices in the senior living space. We conducted research in 6 different cities in the country, and largely with the seniors who were living independent of their children, who understand the issues being faced by them. And the issues they shared with us, the outcome of research was uh, 5 or 6 broad issues which they shared were bothering them. First and foremost being the safety and security. All of us, uh, every day in the newspaper, we read a lot of horror stories about crime against seniors. And so seniors were much worried about their safety and security. The second issue was the healthcare. What if something happens to me in the night? Or what if something happens to my partner in the night? What will I do? Where will I go? Whom will I call? Doctor kahan se aayega? And all that. So there was a perpetual state of anxiety in which the seniors have been living. And not only the seniors, their children also. Let me share a data point with you. Nearly 17% of seniors live independently. They live independent of their children. Today in the country, we have nearly 12 crore seniors. And this cohort, this segment of the population is growing at almost 3 times the population growth rate of the country. In next 4 to 5 years' time, seniors will constitute more than 11% of the total population of the country, and out of which 17% as of today are living independently, and this number is going to go up. The social fabric is changing very fast. Children are getting opportunities worldwide. So, they are exploring those opportunities in different part of the country, different part of the world. And as a result, the senior parents are living independently of their children. So their worry about their healthcare is echoed by their children also. So the children who are living abroad or in different parts of the country, whenever they get a phone call from at an odd hour from their parents, their first reaction is, "Oh my God, I hope everything is fine." So that's the kind of worry they are living in. The third aspect is the social wellness, the social aspect. As I said, the fast-paced life in the city, and the seniors feel left behind. They want to access all the, facilities, amenities, but then they are dependent upon either their drivers or some kind of social infrastructure. Another aspect of the worry about the social wellness is the aspect that everyone knows that one of the partner is going to outlive the second partner. So once my partner is gone, what kind of life will I live? How can I live a socially engaged life, a life where my social wellness is taken care of when I'm left alone? That is a huge amount of worry and concern for the seniors. The fourth aspect and the fourth concern which the seniors shared with us was the anxieties, hassles of managing their day-to-day affairs with their small-time vendors like maids, drivers, cooks, gardeners, security staff, carpenter, electrician, plumber, and so on and so forth. They find it so very difficult to manage all these staff um, and the hassles involved in managing their large homes was so much for them. It was too much for them. So these were the big concerns shared by seniors with us. And then we conducted research abroad. Our leadership team visited more than 50 senior living communities worldwide in US, UK, Australia, Japan, to really understand the fine nuances of this subject called senior living. We understood, we realized that there are different stages in senior living. The first stage being the independent living stage. Majority of our customers today, majority of our clients today, majority of our residents today, they are young, healthy, active seniors who are capable of living independently on their own. And as they live in a community, as they live in a place, there is a concept called aging in place. And at some point in time, some of them may require assistance in their day-to-day activities, which is called assisted living stage. And as they further continue living on, at some point in time, when they approach their mid-80s or late 80s, some of them may require 24/7 skilled nursing care. So, in our research, we saw in communities in US and UK, there were different facilities for independent living, there were different facilities for assisted living, and there were different facilities for continuous care living. And we Indianized the whole concept. And in our own thinking, the concept that we formulated was a concept where a resident can migrate from one stage to the other stage in a very seamless manner while living in the same apartment, while living in the same community. I mean, that is the Indianization of the whole concept that we did. And in our concept, the value proposition that we created for our clients, we ensured that all these key aspects of safety, security, their well-being, their wellness, their healthcare, their social wellness, their mental, intellectual wellness, all these aspects are taken care of in one community, at Antara. So that is what, our whole value proposition that we crafted, bases our research both within the country and abroad.
Right. Thank you. That was very interesting. मुझे लगता है कि हम लोग यहाँ पे जो audience हैं, so they can relate. Many of us can relate to this thing, क्योंकि मैं फेसबुक में कुछ ग्रुप्स में हूँ, जैसे लंदन के कुछ ग्रुप्स हैं, बिकॉज आई स्टेड इन यूके फॉर 10 years. तो वहाँ पे ग्रुप्स में अभी कोविड टाइम्स में आई वाज कॉन्स्टेंटली सीइंग रिक्वेस्ट फॉर देयर फैमिली पेरेंट जो लोग बाहर हैं. और ये जो कॉन्सेप्ट है सर जो आपने बताया, विच इज बिल्ट अराउंड वेलनेस, सो आई एम श्योर इट इज गोइंग टू हेल्प नॉट ओनली पीपल जिनके पेरेंट्स अकेले हैं. जैसे मुझे लगता है कि आज की तारीख पे इंडिया में ये बड़ा कंसर्न है. मेरे पेरेंट्स खुद, मैं बैंगलोर में रहता हूँ, पेरेंट्स स्टे इन दिल्ली. तो एक बड़ा प्रॉब्लम है कि मतलब वी आर स्टेइंग ऑल अक्रॉस द ग्लोब, एंड नॉट ओनली फॉर आवर पेरेंट्स बट हम भी जब नाउ आई एम 45 व्हेन वी एक्चुअली ग्रो ओल्ड, तो वी नीड कम्युनिटीज जहाँ पे हमें हर तरह का सपोर्ट अवेलेबल हो विद इन द कम्युनिटी. वी शुड नॉट लुक आउट डिपेंड ऑन अदर पीपल. सो दिस इज फैंटास्टिक टू हियर सर. द अदर थिंग आई थिंक ऑडियंस वुड वांट टू नो इज कि ये जो कॉन्सेप्ट है, वी हैव रिसर्च एंड एवरीथिंग, बट व्हाट इज अबाउट द एग्जिस्टिंग डिलीवरीज. व्हाट आर द प्रोजेक्ट्स दैट वी हैव ऑलरेडी डिलीवर्ड, and what is the status of those projects वहाँ पे they are habitated, and what kind of things that we are talking about in our existing projects.
Sure. Very briefly, I'll first talk about the deliveries in the commercial space that we have done. So within the group, we have Max Estates and Max Ventures, which specializes in creating state-of-the-art commercial facilities. So we have already delivered, few projects in Noida and Delhi NCR. So Max Towers, Max House, Max Square, and the residential real estate in Dehradun, which is a bespoke community of independent villas by the name of 222 Rajpur. So that is what we have delivered, and all these developments are iconic, and they are considered the benchmarks in the micro markets, where these are present, and very aesthetically done and very beautifully done. Within Antara, at this point in time, we have one community which is already functional since 2017, where the work started in 2013. 2014 January, we started the construction, and in 2016 November, we offered the possession of the apartments, and from 1st January 2017, our residents started moving in. So that community is already functional. As I said, we are not a real estate player, and we do not believe in amassing or gathering the land banks. That is not our philosophy. First, we identify the city where we want to start our community and have our operations, and then we start looking for a right kind of piece of land, and then we start the construction. So besides Dehradun and besides Noida, where our second community right now, the work is going on, we do not own any other piece of land. Let me first talk about our community in Dehradun, and over here I would want to showcase a very small video which is shot within the community, which will give you a glimpse of a kind of life our residents are living in Antara Dehradun, the kind of apartments we have, the kind of facilities we have. This will give you a glimpse. The entire video is shot within the community. And let me also share with you that all the people that you see in this video, they are either our residents who are living over there or Antara team members who are serving them, who are taking care of them. So there is no third party, no actor involved in this video.
Sir, voice is not coming. When we look at the audio, you might have.
Is it not coming?
Voice is not audible.
But at my end, voice is volume is at full.
No worries. I think still we can look at the pictures. So this is the actual pictures of the project, right? Okay. You can play the video, sir. Please go ahead.
Sorry, one second.
Yeah, I think it's good enough. I think the images speaks 1,000 words. So even with the music, we can do without the music. So these are the actual pictures of the Dehradun project, right?
These are all actual pictures of Dehradun, and all the people that you are seeing, they are actual residents. Once this video is finished, talk in brief about our Dehradun community. My apologies for sound thing. Actually, I wanted you to hear their sound bites also. But anyways, I will talk a bit about. So Dehradun was the first community that we launched after having understood the wholesome life our seniors have been living or lived. Um, Majority of our residents in Dehradun, they come with very elevated background. Most of them have been CEOs, CXOs, EDs of large multinational banks, multinational organizations. They're very senior IS officers. It's a very exclusive community of like-minded people. Um, at Antara, what we are doing, we are offering a fully serviced uh, environment where our residents have absolute independence to curate their lifestyle, the kind of life they want to live. At Antara, we see them living a very healthy, active life across all the pillars of wellness. And wellness for us is not only restricted to physical wellness, whether we talk about physical wellness, emotional wellness, intellectual wellness, mental wellness, environmental wellness. We see them living a very healthy, active life across all these pillars of wellness. The resident engagement activities that we conduct for them allow them to participate in and pursue all the hobbies and passions they always wanted to pursue in their life but could not find time because they were so busy engaged in taking care of their responsibilities towards their work and towards their family, and they could not find time to pursue these hobbies and passions. So we tell them this is a time for you to make yourself the focus of attention of your life and follow all those hobbies and passions you always wanted to follow. We conduct various sessions for them. For example, painting classes, cookery sessions, photography sessions, language sessions, and so on and so forth. And when I go over there and I meet our residents, I don't ask them, how are you today, sir? What I ask them is, who are you today, sir? You could be an author today. You could be a painter tomorrow. You could be a sculptor the day after. You could be a linguist on some other day. Because we offer them myriads of activities to engage in and to participate in on daily basis, so that uh, the wellness quotient across the various pillars of wellness is always remain very, very high. So this is in brief about Dehradun community. Um, as I said, it's a very small, exclusive community of 197 apartments. And the whole backbone of our community, the whole offering that we have is the lifestyle and life care. So lifestyle aspect in our communities is taken care of, by having a large 50,000 square feet of clubhouse where all the modern facilities and amenities are housed for them. Facilities like indoor heated swimming pool, um, a very plush theater, card room, activity areas, reading room, library, dining spaces, restaurants, bar, and so on and so forth. And on the wellness side, there are spa, salon, senior-friendly gym, wellness room, wellness center, the presence of doctor, nursing staff 24 by 7. So all these facilities and amenities are available to our residents 24 by 7. So not only their lifestyle, but also their life care, the primary health care and emergency response system is taken care of in the community. And all these learnings, we have put together. And now we are bringing all these services and facilities to our clients in the Delhi NCR in an urban setting. So Antara Noida is our second community that we are working on at this point in time. As we are speaking, the foundation work is going on. Excavation has already happened. The piling and foundation work is going on. And in the year 24, between July and Deepavali of 2024, we are aiming to hand over the possession. Although as per RERA, the timeline is May of 25, but our project team and we are very confident that we will be able to deliver the project before Deepavali of 2024.
Excellent. So that sounds very exciting just for the audience. So what we're talking about here is, हम ऐसे project की बात कर रहे हैं जहाँ पे we start the day with yoga, with a walk around the nature, meditations. Then we have a healthy breakfast जहाँ पे the diet is prepared based on our preferences, cuisine. And then we have the entire day at leisure जहाँ पे we can engage mentally into activities जो हमारे करीब हैं. We can engage in reading sessions. We can have sessions conducted outside. So this is very very exciting, sir. But just wanted to know कि अभी देहरादून में पहली community थी, तो why Noida? And a lot of people ask, जैसे जो लोग बाकी जगह पे हैं नोएडा में नहीं है, they ask कि whether their cities will also be there in the pipeline. So why urban centers? Why, and why specifically Noida?
Very appropriate question. So we decided on Dehradun for the first city for our first community because Dehradun was always a very preferred destination for people who were getting retired and particularly retiring from senior positions. Dehradun is otherwise known as the city of retired CEOs. Many such eminent personalities, they decided to be part of Dehradun once they retired. The weather in Dehradun is so very benign for senior living. So there are various reasons behind, Dehradun being the first city. But then we realized Dehradun has got its own challenges of location. Particularly, people who have their children living abroad, and when they are coming to India, so Dehradun was adding one more leg of travel for them. So someone who flies in from US to New Delhi, New York to New Delhi, and from there he or she has to catch another flight to be in Dehradun. So which was adding a bit of hardship. That was number one. Number two, it is to have a senior living setup in an urban setting offers an opportunity to our residents to be professionally and gainfully engaged and employed. For someone who is in Dehradun, majority of our residents in Dehradun, they are still professionally engaged, but they are engaged in roles like in a consultant role, or they are sitting on the boards of various companies. So once in a quarter they travel. But if for someone who is engaged in a professional assignment on day-to-day basis, it makes sense to be in an urban setup. So keeping those things in mind, we decided to come up with our second community in Delhi NCR, where we chose Sector 150 in Noida for various reasons. And more importantly, the reason being the fact that 150 is the greenest sector in Noida. It is touted as the greenest sector. It is touted as a sports sector. There are golf courses in this sector. There are various sporting activities, and more than 80% of the land in the sector is covered by greens, and it's less than 20% of the land is covered by the buildings, whether they are residential or commercial. And the sector is also poised to be, at a cusp where it's going to be the first sector when you're entering Noida from the Jewar Airport side. So it is very strategically located, bang on the expressway, access to the new airport, access to the city, access to the new hospitals. All those facilities and amenities are within 10 to 15 minutes of travel time. So we chose Noida as our second community location. Our third community, as I said, we're not yet decided, but definitely our third and fourth community would be coming up in North India only. That was a strategy we adopted when we were growing Max Healthcare business. So we decided to be a prominent healthcare player within North India. So the same philosophy we are adopting to senior living at this point in time. But Antara is not going to be a two community or three community organization. In next 8 to 10 years, we will have at least 8 to 10 operational communities, and that is what our thinking is, and that is what our vision is. Um, and keeping that in mind, we will be open to uh, view cities, clusters like clusters in western part of the country, clusters in the southern part of the country for our next set of communities, but not the third and fourth community. The third, fourth community would be in North India, for which we are hunting for, and we are looking at the right kind of land where we could give shape to our vision. So
Right.
Gurgaon, Chandigarh, Mohali, these are the cities we are hunting for land.
All right. That's wonderful to know, sir. And while we're talking about Noida, you rightly mentioned कि 150 is a greenest sector. यहाँ पे काफी real estate development already हो रहा है. There's a golf course planned as well. So let's talk a little bit about what is the offering actually जो नोएडा में हम offer कर रहे हैं लोगों के लिए. So what are the configurations? Well, I presume, and just for the benefit of audience, जितनी भी facilities जो अंतारा का core holistic living approach है, all those things available. But more in terms of configurations, what is available for people to buy in Noida mein?
So in Noida, we are coming up with three kind of configurations. So let me first begin with by saying that all the learnings we had from Dehradun community, we applied all those learnings while designing Noida. So learnings like the sizes of the balconies, the number of balconies, the storeroom, the storage space in the apartment. We saw some challenges in Dehradun, and we have at the design stage itself, we have adopted all those learnings. So three configurations that we have in Dehradun, in Noida: 2 bedroom apartments, 3 bedroom apartments, and 3 bedroom apartments with caregiver room. These are the configurations that we have. And in terms of the facilities, in terms of the amenities, you very rightly said, Nitin, all the facilities and amenities that we have in Dehradun, everything is being created in Noida as well. So, for example, at Noida, we have a 45,000 square feet clubhouse where the facilities like indoor heated swimming pool, which can be used all the 12 months of the year, senior friendly gym, cuisine spaces, restaurants, spa, salon, wellness center, theater, doctor consultation rooms, and guest rooms. All these are being created in the clubhouse in Antara. Our apartments in Antara, Noida, they come in fully finished stage. When I say fully finished stage means the complete air conditioning, wardrobes, cupboards, fully modular kitchen with white goods like refrigerator, chimney, hob, microwave oven, convection oven, um, all the lighting accessories, plumbing accessories, everything is part of the apartment. The whole idea is to offer a hassle-free experience to our residents when they move in there. So it's a plug and play offering. They need to move in with their furniture and furnishing and start enjoying from the day one itself. उनको कुछ भी अपार्टमेंट में करवाने की आवश्यकता नहीं है. So much so that shower cubicles, the UPS, the mosquito mesh panels on all the windows and doors opening outside, all these things are already provided in the apartments. So fully finished apartments. And the finishing, not only the finishing, the hardware finishing, but also the fact that there are whole range of senior friendly feature in the apartment which make the life so very safe and secure for the seniors. For example, the kind of lighting that we have used, the kind of flooring that we have been using in the communities, which is anti-skid flooring, the chamfered edges on the walls, the acoustics have been taken care of. So all those aspects, as I said, there are various senior living is a science, and there are more than 40, 50 such design interventions that we have applied in these apartments to ensure that our seniors have a very safe and secured living over there. We partnered with some of the finest names in the world to create our first community. The principal architects for Antara Dehradun were Perkins Eastman from New York, who for more than 70 years have been leading in the front in designing senior care facilities worldwide. So when we engaged with them, we had so much of learnings, from them as to what kind of facilities need to be there, how the various aspects in the community, both within the apartment and in the community, need to be designed. For example, both Dehradun and Noida, they have step-free access for seniors. So a person on a wheelchair can access every nook and corner of the community without any assistance. So there are no steps, no stairs in the entire community. There are those slopes and minor gradients and slopes which can be navigated very easily by seniors who are on the wheelchair. Um, as I said, all our residents today are young, healthy, active seniors. They don't require a wheelchair assistance as of now. But as they continue living here, at some point in time, 5 years, 10 years, 15 years from now, some of them may require wheelchair assistance. So it has all the things have been totally thought through while designing the community and what we are offering, the senior friendly features, Antara Club, 24 by 7 primary healthcare services and emergency response system. So for their consultations with the doctors, our residents need not to go out. Unlimited nursing consultations are available to our residents in Antara community. For if someone needs a jab every day, it could be a insulin injection every day. So the person need not to go out. They just need to walk up to the nursing station in the wellness center, and it will be taken care of without any charge. The only charge being the cost of consumables. That's it. Consultations with the doctor, and doctor would be living in the community 24 by 7. For any kind of emergency, there is a complete emergency response system and emergency response team to take care of all kind of emergencies, whether medical or otherwise. And as per the protocols that we have, the help reaches you within 6 minutes once you notify the emergency. And there are various ways, a resident can notify emergency within the apartment. In all the areas, there are panic alarm switches, whether we talk about the rooms, bedrooms, bathrooms, or kitchen, living room. Everywhere there are panic alarm switches, or a resident can notify emergency through a panic button on the mobile app, or a hot button on the landline, and emergency can be notified, and within 6 minutes help will reach. The condition of the resident will be stabilized in the community by the paramedic staff, and then the resident will be transported to the hospital of his or her choice. So we are not making any kind of foundations कि आपको मैक्स हॉस्पिटल में ही जाना है या हमारा टाइप इनके साथ है तो आपको वहीं जाना है. Residents' wishes are uppermost, and wherever many of our residents in Dehradun, they come with armed forces background, and they would want to go to the military hospital. Many of our residents were retired bureaucrats, and they are covered by CGHS facility. So they would want to go to certain hospitals where CGHS is taken care of. So in the event of any emergency, we transport the resident in Antara vehicles to these medical facilities, the facilities of the choice of the resident. And then there are dedicated staff to take care of the engagement activities, the various services for residents, a full concierge desk 24 by 7. You want to book your travel, you want to send flowers to your son on his birthday. There is concierge to take care of all these activities. And of course, I spoke about the fully finished apartments. Cuisine services, very important. Um, at Antara, the philosophy that we follow is that the food is prepared as per the dietary requirements of each and every resident. So we don't follow this buffet philosophy. Food is cooked as per the dietary and nutritional requirement of each and every resident, keeping in mind the allergies they may have. and that cuisine is offered to our residents. And we can't have it trademarked because of its generic name, but we have a very hit cuisine called Ghar Ka Khana. Our residents can have this meal, and you can have this meal all the 7 days of a week without feeling or realizing that you are eating out. It is cooked in such a manner, and our cuisine staff is also very talented. We have picked up very talented staff from various the finest hotels in the country. Our executive chef was earlier sous chef with Hotel Imperial in Delhi, and our executive housekeeper was from ITC. So that's the kind of talent we have gathered to make Antara's communities the finest senior living communities in the country. And many of our residents who live in Dehradun, they tell us, since they have traveled worldwide, they have traveled globally, and they have stayed in some of the finest hotels in the world. And they tell us that, living in Antara, the experience that Antara has to offer is much beyond the experience they got in living in the finest hotels worldwide. This is what our residents say. It's not what I'm saying, but they endorse it. So this is the offering that we have in Noida. More specifically, if we talk about the sizes, the pricing, it is there in the screen. Our pricing begins from 1.13 crore and goes up to 2.37 crores from the entry level to the top end. And as I said, the 2-bedroom offering is what we have, the smallest in size, ranging from 1,470 square feet to 1,580 square feet. The 3-bedroom apartments in terms of super built area range from 2,150 square feet and go up to 2,500 square feet. And the 3-bedroom with staff room, which is the largest configuration that we have at Antara, Noida, they range from 2,850 square feet to 3,012 square feet in terms of super built area. And the pricing begins from 1.13 crore and goes up to 2.37 crore. One thing would not be out of place to mention that the pricing which I'm quoting right now is the construction link price, and this is all inclusive price. We always believe in making our offering without any kind of asterisk. So this is a all inclusive pricing, inclusive of GST, inclusive of cost of property, lease rental, club membership, car park, and 12 months of advance maintenance charge. The only amount, and this is, by the way, this is escalation free price, regardless of whether the cost of input goes up or goes down, that this pricing is escalation free. The only reason for an escalation could be if the government of India or the state government decides to impose any new tax or any new duty. So that could be the only reason when this pricing could change. Otherwise, there is no reason for this pricing to change. Escalation-free pricing, and inclusive of everything. When you compare the pricing with the normal real estate players, they have a practice of sharing the basic sale price, and then the real surprise comes when the possession is being offered. So there are all those kind of charges like the power backup charges, or the meter charges, or the water meter charges, or pipe charges, pipeline charges, car park charges. There are 8 to 10 different kind of charges which they share at that point in time in a very transparent manner. We are sharing our pricing, which is all inclusive. The only thing besides this our residents have to bear is the cost of stamp duty and registration. And some of you who might be interested purely from investment perspective, although I always say that Antara communities are best investment in your own life. But even if we look at the financial or commercial investment, my own sense is that once we offer the possession, the kind of rentals Antara Noida will fetch, it will have at least minimum 50% markup over the rentals in any residential condominiums in the vicinity. only because of the kind of services and facilities that we would be offering in the community. And there is a very solid reasoning behind what I'm saying. Please mark my words. Minimum 50% and could be up to 75% markup in the rentals over an equal size residential facility in the vicinity. So it definitely makes much more commercial sense. If I talk about the US market, and if you look at the last 25 years data in US market, the senior specific real estate has appreciated by at least 6% more than the normal real estate. And definitely it's a function of demand and supply. As I said, on the demand side, the numbers are increasing very, very fast. The population of the seniors is growing at 3 times the normal rate of population growth in the country. And on the supply side, the supply of senior specific residential dwelling units is very, very limited. You would be surprised to know that in whole of country, the total number of dwelling units for seniors today is less than 15,000. So definitely, and particularly if we talk about the luxury real estate, luxury means where all the facilities, amenities are being provided to the seniors. There would be very, very few, I think, under 1,000 number in the pan India. So you can very well imagine, considering the demand and the very limited supply, the pricing will definitely see an upturn much beyond what normal real estate sees in the years to come.
Definitely, sir. And then there is a golf course view as well. So I'm sure that the Sector 150 and Antara being a unique proposition, it will definitely help. One thing, sir, I just wanted you to touch base was because we are talking about a lot of services जो कि बाकी normal projects में नहीं होती हैं. So we are talking about holistic services apart from gym, swimming pool. So what kind of cost we are talking about, maintenance cost जो हम बात करते हैं, so how is it different from others और उसमें क्या क्या included है, क्या client को pay करना है, क्या fix है, क्या variable है, if you can talk about it a little bit.
Yeah, sure, Nitin. So I would first want to take you back to your very first question, where you asked me what's the kind of research we did before we crafted our value proposition. And I answered there were the concerns being faced by seniors, concerned about their safety and security, concerned about their healthcare, concerns about their social wellness, concern about managing their vendors like maids and cooks, drivers and malis and so on and so forth, and then managing their large homes. So in Antara value proposition, we call it Antara Comprehensive Benefit Plan. All these 5 aspects are taken care of. This is a kind of plan we have created to which all the residents must subscribe to and avail benefit of. And beyond these benefits that you are seeing on the screen right now, which is like 24/7 primary healthcare, the common area engineering, maintenance, the access to the clubhouse, the day-to-day activities like yoga, gym, swimming pool, engagement activities, and the various safety and security features and conveniences. Besides these, there are a whole range of services that we are offering to our residents. For example, the cuisine services, the housekeeping services. You have our residents will have absolute independence. So whether to hire services of a full-time staff, live-in staff, or a day staff, or in case they don't want to be dependent upon person and they want to rely on a system, so they can ask for housekeeping services from Antara, a very comprehensive 87 line items of services ranging from mopping, dusting, dishwashing, laundry, ironing, cleaning the refrigerator, cleaning the windows, tidying up the whole place, and turning down service in the evening is what we offer at a very, very comparable rate. And you can opt in, you can opt out. Suppose you're traveling for 20 days or you're traveling for 1 month. You cannot ask your maid to, you can't lay off your maid for 1 month. You need to pay her salary. But at Antara, when you are traveling for 20 days or traveling for 15 days, you can always opt out. And for those days, you will not be paying. And since you're relying on a system, so whether a staff is going on leave, there is always, alternative staff available. So the services will be provided in a very uninterrupted manner. And likewise, cuisine. You have, each apartment comes with a full modular kitchen, fully equipped kitchen. Residents have independence whether they have their meals cooked in their kitchen or they come down to the clubhouse and enjoy their meals in the restaurant, meals, which are designed specially for them, keeping their allergies in mind, keeping their nutritionally and dietitianary requirement in mind, so they can enjoy these meals in the restaurant. And there are no have tos. There is no compulsion कि आपको housekeeping अंतारा से ही लेनी है, आपको meals अंतारा clubhouse में ही लेने हैं. Nothing of that sort. It's absolutely independence of the residents, the kind of lifestyle they want to live. You don't want to keep a driver, but whenever you need to travel once, twice, or thrice in a month, you can always hire a driver from Antara on hourly charge basis. You want to throw a party at home, and you have invited 20 guests, and you want the Antara chef to come and assist the lady of the house in preparation of the food, setting up the place, and cleaning post party. You can hire the services of staff from Antara Club on hourly charge basis. So these are the convenience which are available. But the basic package in which 24 consultations with a doctor, unlimited nursing staff, paramedic and emergency response system, n number of times, the complete common area maintenance, common area engineering, replacement of assets in the common areas, the access to clubhouse, the access to the facilities. So you come for yoga in the morning, you don't have to pay. You watch a movie in the evening, you don't have to pay. When you participate in the hobby classes like painting, music, dance, woodcraft, pottery, photography, cuisine, you don't have to pay. So all these put together on a monthly basis, the cost is 6 rupees and 25 paisa per square feet plus taxes, and 2,250 rupees per month towards the club membership, club subscription charge. So this is all. So broadly, if I were to share a number, so for someone who is living in a 3-bedroom apartment, so this charge would be around 15,000 rupees a month, which covers everything that I shared, from engagement activities to healthcare to emergency response system to access the clubhouse and all the activities and engagement programs in the clubhouse.
Great, sir. I think that's a maintenance charge what we pay, I think, in normal apartments. So with all these facilities, that looks great. I have one last question. Before I ask that question, I would request everyone, please use Q&A button. So we will just keep it for last 5-10 minutes. तो आपको कोई भी क्वेश्चन है तो you can type in Q&A button and I'll ask those questions to Sanjay sir. संजय सर, मेरा बस लास्ट क्वेश्चन ये है कि आज की तारीख में आई थिंक जो लोग हैं आज पीपल वांट टू इन्वेस्ट, वी आर इनटू कोविड टाइम्स, जहाँ पे एक अनसर्टेनिटी रहती है, लोग सोचते हैं क्या करना है। जैसे मैंने शुरू में कहा कि वी शुड रिस्पॉन्ड एंड दिस इज ऑल्सो वन ऑफ द रिस्पॉन्स कि वी शुड चूज कम्युनिटीज जहाँ पे हमारी लिविंग बेहतर हो। लेकिन मेरा क्वेश्चन ये है कि आज की तारीख में पीपल आर अफ्रेड कि प्रोजेक्ट टाइमली डिलीवर होगा, देयर इज अ सेफ्टी सिक्योरिटी कंसर्न। सो my question is, how is Max या how is Antara different from other real estate projects? हम लोग बाकी बात करते हैं, तो what is the difference? What is the difference between Antara and other real estate projects? और second ये है कि जो COVID times में what was the difference that Antara community had, let's say as compared to any other apartments or projects जहाँ पे लोग रहते हैं?
Sure, Nitin. Nitin, on the screen, can you see the infographic?
Yes, sir, I can see it.
So basically, this infographic will tell you who we are. So Antara, our vision is to be the most loved and trusted brand for seniors and their families. And how do we do that? We do that by helping them to improve and enrich the quality of their life. And in Antara, we have 4 different verticals. So one vertical is residences for seniors, in which we create safe and secure, hassle-free residential communities, what we have been talking about. The second vertical is the care homes for seniors, the specialized residential facilities for short-term and long-term care, pre- and post-operative care, and memory care for seniors. The third vertical that we have is care at home, where comprehensive medical care and assistance for senior provided in the comfort of their own homes. So we have the capabilities to set up ICUs in their homes. even whether they require the nursing staff or paramedic staff or X-rays at home. We have the capabilities to do that. And the fourth vertical we have is the Medcare product, where a wide range of medical equipment and other products that seniors may require. So uh, we have been offering that to the seniors. Right now, the Medcare product vertical is in the nascent stage, and we are offering these only from the three stores that we have created, brick and mortar store. But very soon, our offering will be in the online space as well. So basically, the whole idea that I'm trying to share over here is that there is a complete platform thinking, and anything and any service which a senior may require, Antara is there to offer a solution for those products or those services. Actually, slightly cheeky to say, we want to be the Amazon in senior living, from A to Z, whatever you require, whatever seniors may require. Antara will be offering those. And during this, particularly these COVID times, we have been able to assist our residents largely, a large number of seniors through our care home offering, through our care at home offering. Very recently, last week, we set up a 40-bed facility for mild COVID patients at Hotel Hyatt in collaboration with Hotel Hyatt Regency, Bikaji Kama Place, where we have arranged 40 beds with nursing staff, doctors, oxygen concentrators, and oxygen cylinders for the recovery of those patients who are afflicted with minor or the medium COVID symptoms. In Dehradun, we know there have been two waves of COVID, and the way we have assured our residents, lot of steps taken by us. So I'll only share, a few things. 90 of our team members have been living in the community for 120 days without going back to their homes. They lived within the community uh, to take care of our residents. This is what we did in the wave one, where for 4 months our 90 team members stayed within the community. As a result, we were able to ensure that in the entire wave one, we only had one COVID case, and we were able to isolate the COVID afflicted resident, and we ensured that there was no spread. Once again, in the second wave, which caught everyone by surprise in the country, we were also taken by surprise. And three of our residents, who have been visiting out or who have been visiting hospital for various reasons, um, they caught the virus. But immediately, with very swift action, we were able to contain the spread of the virus. And we ensured that the team members who were serving these residents in those apartments, they were also isolated and they did not serve any other resident. And as a result, we broke the chain, and the numbers got restricted to those three only. And today, by grace of God, everyone is healthy. Even those residents who got infected with COVID are out of COVID. They have been tested negative, out of quarantine or out of isolation. Uh, what we offered to them was a life without any anxiety. Our residents in Antara community during these anxious times were living a life absolutely free of any kind of anxiety, whether it was their food, it was their groceries, it was their day-to-day requirements, their pharmacy, medicines, their healthcare, their consultations with the doctor. Every single thing was taken care of, within the community itself. Their social engagements, their activities, everything went on, and they have been living a very, very beautiful life, free from any kind of stress or any kind of anxiety. This happened in phase one, and this is happening in phase two, where more than 90 team members are already inside. They have already spent their 15 days of quarantine period, and they have started serving the resident. And we have done a complete shutdown of the community. No outsider is allowed to enter the community, and our residents, they when they go out, they go along with Antara Help, and we monitor their contacts, where they go, and once they come back, we request them to quarantine themselves for a period of 4 days. Very strict protocols we have been following in the community to ensure the safety and security of our residents. And also, a very small step, I don't want to boast about it, but a fact that, during these times when the medical equipments and the facilities uh, were not available to the needy people, and there were, the kind of undue premiums which were being charged, we managed and arranged oxygen concentrators for our clients who have booked their apartments in Noida, and we ensured that whosoever needed, we made these facilities available to them without any charge. Um, I think this tells you how we are different. So we are different from the normal real estate players in many, many ways. Our practices, our philosophy is all very different. And if you compare us with any normal residential real estate, I will say three differentiators. One is the healthcare facilities, the primary healthcare and emergency response team, which you won't get in normal residential condominiums. The second is the kind of engagement activities that we have created and crafted for our residents. You don't find these kind of activities in normal residential real estate. And the third is the fully serviced environment that we have created, which you don't find in the normal residential real estate. Besides the fact that our club is a day-long club, starting from 7 until goes on till 11 evening, where all these facilities and programs are being conducted for our residents.
Right. Thank you so much, sir. A lot of questions are coming in. Mohammed Imran, sir, I will request you to please type in your Q&A. I already have a few question and answers, so I'll just read it out for you. Mr. Vinod Bhulaji, we will definitely, he's asking for, can we have a recording of the webinar plus contact for asking questions? And then he has a few questions. Is there any provision to go to your Dehradun facility for a week? Yes, you can, sir. You can go and try
once the unlocking is announced, not today.
After lockdown.
After lockdown.
Yeah, and can we go to a Dehradun facility for a week and try it out before purchasing? Any rental facilities? Yes, sir has already answered, but after lockdown. And then he's asking 2024 for a 76-year-old, can't you hurry up the project? So that is the RERA guidelines of construction, 2024 delivery. But definitely Dehradun facility, we have a few units. So in case that is more in line, and if you want to move in immediately, that is one option. So Vinod sir, please don't worry. Someone from the team, and for all other participants also, someone from our team will definitely get in touch with you today itself. Mr. Ashok Bhargava is asking well, I didn't understand, Ms. Ashok sir, your question, but you're asking any care for citizens, senior citizens, whose cost? So I think Sanjay sir has already covered it. So the comprehensive benefit plan that we're talking about, it covers most of the facilities, except for like if you're ordering for a specific food or if you need to order for something from outside. But जो भी यहाँ पे cost है ना, comprehensive benefit plan है, which is almost similar to जो maintenance cost बाकी जगह apartments पे pay करते हैं. So that covers all the 24/7, medical, कोई भी यहाँ पे attendant है.
So,
and all the,
except for the hospitalization, your consultations with the doctor, your consultations with the nursing staff, and emergency response system, it is all covered by the monthly charge. In case a resident needs to be hospitalized, of course, that is not covered by the monthly charge. Tertiary care will have to be taken care of and to be paid by the resident. Otherwise, you come for a yoga session, you go to the gym, you have a gym attendant, you go for a swim, you have a swim attendant. All these services are available and you don't have to pay for any of these.
Right. And thank you, sir. Mr. Rukman Pahuja, I want to ask about the project of Antara and Godrej. What will be the offer during the pandemic? So, sir, we will definitely get back to you. But regarding the offer, sir, if you want to touch base, what is the offer during the COVID times? I think we have the offer. We have increased the lookup period, so people have the lookup time, right?
Basically, I would say that at Antara, the offering is at the pandemic time. What people should consider is the fact that how can they be assured of a life free from worries and anxieties? So that is what Antara is offering. And if you're looking at a commercial offer at this point in time, I think Nitin will come back to you on that. Nitin can create some kind of offer for you, definitely.
Yeah, we can offer, but definitely one offer, as Sanjay sir said, is that right now if you're booking an apartment, there's a lockdown, and we have had some bookings from the last webinar. We are in touch with a client in Kuwait who is booking a 3 BHK, and we offered him a lookup period. In the sense, you can come over and look at the apartment, and in case you don't like it, we will refund the amount. So as I said, we will talk about it one to one. Mr. Arun Bhatia, sir, his question is: do you have any 3-bedroom available in Dehradun? And is this pantry service on a monthly basis? So, Arun sir, I can, yeah, Sanjay sir is on the call. Yeah, Sanjay sir, the question is: do you have any 3-bedrooms available in Dehradun? And is this pantry service on a monthly basis?
Dehradun typologies are very, very different. So Dehradun, a 3-bedroom apartment is actually, in terms of super built area, is close to 7,000 square feet. So majority of our apartments in Dehradun, the median size is 2,700 square feet, and the configuration over there is 2-bedroom with a staff room, with a large living area, dining area, 2 balconies, and kitchen with utility balcony. As I said, we Indianize the whole concept. Worldwide, in the senior living, the more prominent configurations are 1-bedroom and 2-bedroom apartment. But we Indianize the concept by adding a staff room. We realize that in India, we have been used to living in those kind of comforts with with a living staff living in the apartment. So the 3-bedroom apartments are actually very limited, and they are 7,000 square feet in terms of the size. Yeah, but 2-bedroom apartment staff room, they are available.
Right. So thank you so much. I think I don't see any other questions, but as I promised, we'll make sure that each one of you is touch base from our team, and in the next couple of hours, definitely one of our team members will get in touch and ensure that all your queries are answered. Sanjay sir, thank you so much. I can't thank you enough for your extended time in order to answer queries, and also
absolute pleasure for me, and I thank each one of you, and I pray for your safety, for your well-being, and for your good health. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, and have a wonderful day, all of you. Thank you for joining. Take care.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.